They not dead in the water, my guy. How are you not fried?
And requested Patreon take down my video under a copyright infringement claim. I consider this a direct attack against my fundamental rights as an independent journalist. PayPal has specifically taken issue with the fact that an anonymous source discovered Honey had left their source code exposed within their iOS app, which, if you know where to look, is publicly accessible.
Yes.
This anonymous source found the code and sent it to me. I reviewed the code for security research purposes, which is a protected act, and I only published relevant sections of the code that provide important context to the story, which I consider within the realm of public interest. Nevertheless, I have removed sections of the video containing said code, not because I believe PayPal are correct, but because I know they will have YouTube take this video down. It was only a small segment of the video, therefore I have made this decision quickly, under duress, and to proceed with this publication as quickly as possible. If PayPal thought this would stop me, they were sorely mistaken. Enjoy the video.
Fucking good stuff, Mega Leg.
Honey. I don't know what it is. I don't trust it. They push so much advertising. They push so much advertising. And then people are getting money out of it, and then people are saving money out of it, and that makes sense, but the other part doesn't make sense, and then something's going on here. Where's all this money coming from?
Where is it coming from, Mark?
There's gonna be
Where's
like
it coming
Be
from?
a great honey conspiracy.
Protect your home and contents with AMI. Get a $200 digital Visa card when you insure both with us before the end of March. Visit AMI.com.
PayPal's Honey Money saving browser extension is accused of scamming customers and YouTube creators.
The biggest YouTube scam has just been
Not
revealed.
just accused, bro. It was just straight up.
In the history of the creator economy.
People have been getting influenced and scammed, and I've been a part of it.
It involves almost every high-profile creator that I can think of, including myself.
Honey paid a lot of influencers up front
while taking money out of their back pockets.
Whoa, that's a little shady, mind you.
No way that signs you up for their affiliate link. No way.
What? Brother.
Heilige Scheiße.
I'm the biggest Honey fan in the world.
Ludwig, no!
They've also been lying to consumers.
Oh,
they
fuck yeah,
really
they
not
have.
giving the best coupon codes and discounts to users.
If you have downloaded Honey, I do recommend removing it from your browser.
I do think that this investigation
Yeah, guys,
from Mega Lag,
no joke. If you have Honey installed, please remove it for the love of God. After this, I ought to hope that you all would no longer be using Honey. Do not use Honey. Do not use Honey. Don't use Honey. Anyone who's using it, tell them to uninstall it. And if they don't, tell them why they need to uninstall it. Get rid of it.
will lead to a huge class action lawsuit against Honey.
So on behalf of creators everywhere, I have filed a class action lawsuit.
We're
suing PayPal and Honey. Gamers Nexus is the lead plaintiff in a class action complaint filed against PayPal and its
How many fucking complaints do you guys think there would be across the entire scene when it comes to this shit? Like, honestly.
Honey.
They probably got so many lawsuits out of this.
It's safe to say PayPal's lawyers love my last video. But don't worry, PayPal, you know what they say. All press is good press, right? Let's see. Since releasing part 1 of my investigation, Honey has lost over 6 million users.
Good.
Google has changed their policies for browser extensions,
Fucking good.
blocking Honey from claiming undeserved commissions, and most significantly, PayPal has been slammed with over 20 class action lawsuits accusing them of wiretapping, computer hacking,
Good.
unfair competition,
Fucking
consumer fraud,
good.
tortious interference, and unjust enrichment. Yikes. Maybe not them. And
Brother, I have never heard that term before. I heard it enrichment. I've heard of unjust. You put that is insane. Unjust enrichment. Unjust enrichment.
Fortunately for PayPal,
Holy
I suspect
moly.
more lawsuits will be filed following the release of this video. Why? Well, you see, besides lying to consumers and stealing from influencers, Honey was also causing serious harm to small businesses. So much so that I believe brands have likely suffered millions of dollars in damages.
That's what
But
I
not
want to
all.
know
In this
too.
video, you're also going to learn how Honey was collecting and sharing your data, and how they, in my opinion, illegally targeted minors through influencers such as Mr.
Oh
Beast. Strong
no,
accusation,
actually,
I know.
no, bro, but like, it's so hard to get to snipe people on that because you're advertising, like you're sharing your advertisement, like with Mr. Beast, for example, just like he said. But the problem with for honey is that Mr. Beast's audience is does not have a certified age range, right? Like, I don't think it's going to be possible to get them on stuff like that in court. However, if they were to show this and have them promote it to, say, I don't know, something that literally is maybe on YouTube Kids, if you promoted it on YouTube Kids, maybe then.
But I have the receipts. I've reviewed internal data, Honey's source code, their pitch deck to investors, disturbing emails between Honey and small businesses. I've reviewed interviews, and much, much more. You're about to get insights into one of the most scummy, predatory business models I have ever seen. You'll also find out why my investigation has triggered multiple class action lawsuits against other corporate giants such as Microsoft, Capital One, Klarna, Rakuten, and Retail Media. Per usual, the views, allegations, and conclusions expressed in this series are my opinions based on evidence I have gathered, which will be shared throughout.
I should probably say that as well. The conclusions that I pull from this video and within this video are from me watching another video that also pulls from conclusions that this person did through research and the stuff he found, well, in the public domain. So, yes. Alright, we're insurance covered. We're not... You can't sue us.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to part 2 of the Honey Trap.
Jesus fucking Christ.
There were many moments throughout this investigation where I thought I'd reached the end of the rabbit hole. I thought I understood everything there was to know about Honey's dirty business model. They were claiming the credit for sales they hadn't earned, poaching the affiliate commissions from content creators, and they were intentionally withholding discounts from users for their own financial gain, rendering the entire value behind their core product a lie. Kinda hard to believe it could get much worse than that, but unfortunately it does. And I realized this after noticing a strange but reoccurring anomaly. You see, in most cases, when Honey popped up at checkout and I clicked apply coupons, a discrete tab would open in the top left corner of my browser. That's Honey injecting a simulated referral click, attempting to claim the credit for a sale. But here's where things got weird. Every once in a while, I'd come across a store where, after clicking apply coupons, Honey wouldn't load their affiliate link. So why not? At first, Honey wouldn't load their affiliate link. So to clicking apply coupons,
what?
Honey wouldn't load their affiliate link. So why not?
I can't talk on that. I just
quickly ruled that out after noticing the same anomaly on multiple websites. Even stranger, when this would happen, I was generally finding better deals. So what gives? Well, for the longest time, I was under the assumption that Honey would only pop up on websites that had agreed to partner with them. But I couldn't have been more wrong. And I realized this after stumbling across a post on Shopify's community forum.
Oh my... Oh! Wait. So he... Okay. So he is saying that Honey... Oh, shit. So, Honey essentially says, partner with us, or we're gonna fuck you over. Oh, nah, bro. That's diabolical.
Complained that Honey was leaking their coupon codes without their permission. And as I read through the replies, I could see other stores had the same issue. Now, this was a pivotal moment in my investigation because it turned my entire understanding of Honey's business model upside down. Until now, I was so focused on the impact Honey had on consumers and influencers that I didn't even think to consider the potential impact to businesses. Though in my defense, Honey consistently referred to the 30,000 stores on its platform as participating stores. So one would assume that every store on Honey's platform join willingly. And
this was like the center of their marketing push, by the way. It was everywhere. The whole idea was there were 30,000 of these stores just join with Honey.
Consent. Yet clearly, that wasn't the case.
I highly doubt it.
I reached out to several business owners to learn more.
Honey takes the codes that people use on our website, the discount codes, and makes them public to everybody who's using Honey.
We started having problems where customers would get in touch via our support website saying, oh, hey, I just tried to use this discount, this 60% off coupon, and it doesn't work. And I'd be like, we can look into it. Like, dude, that is not your discount. Like,
okay, so this is exactly as I thought it would be. These fucks went along, stole discount codes from people, and put them on the internet. That is insane. That is diabolical. What the fuck, man? Oh my god.
And they'd be like, oh, it just showed up through the Honey extension.
I hadn't heard about Honey before.
Because these will be, dude, there will be like worker discounts. So a lot of shops these days also have like discounts for like your health departments, your firefighters, police officers, people just, you know, just to say thanks. I mean, even like certain like companies have like aviation businesses tend to have some sort of like money off for flying with them with certain businesses. There's a whole range of bro.
And I was just hanging out on the couch with my girlfriend, and she made some comment about, oh, this app Honey that basically gives you all these coupon codes, and I think she asked if we were on it. I said no, and then she checked it out our website and said, oh, you actually are on it, and it's giving this 15 or 20% discount code. And so that's when I found out about it, and I was pretty shocked because I didn't know how long it had been going on for. Yeah, it cost us thousands, and I haven't even looked into how far back it went, but I know we just ended the code right away.
The best outcome is seeing people able to look after their own mental health.
No, brother.
And break the cycle of reoffending.
Dude, I don't care.
Now, if you think that sounds bad, well, trust me, it gets a whole lot worse. But first, it's important we understand the scale of this issue.
Yeah.
As you just heard, these store owners clearly never consented to being on Honey.
True.
So they can't possibly be among the so-called 30,000 participating stores.
No, well,
right?
No, they can, because it's participating, it's not joined.
Right. So why was Honey lying to consumers about the true number of stores supported by its platform? And just how many stores did Honey add to its platform without consent? Was it hundreds, thousands, tens of thousands? Well, that's where things get interesting. You see, when I started combing through the business side of Honey's website, I noticed that Honey claims to only be partnered with 10,000 brands. That's 20,000 less than what they advertise to consumers. So I figured, okay, I guess 10,000 stores intentionally partnered with Honey, and the remaining 20,000 never signed up. Now, that would already be incredibly concerning and deeply misleading.
Yeah, exactly.
But as it turns out, the deception is far worse than that. You see, as I continued digging, I stumbled across this file from Honey's extension called supported domains, which gets loaded onto your computer when you install Honey.
Okay.
And this file contains a list of over 180,000 online stores. That's a massive discrepancy from what's advertised anywhere on Honey's website. Now,
oh, they're fucked. They're fucked. There's no chance. Like, they can make a plea deal. They can try and go to the moon. They're fucked. 100,000 stores.
Of course, we could start making assumptions based on those numbers alone, but we don't have to. Because it just so happens that Honey also keeps detailed information for each of the online stores in this list, and it's relatively easy to access that data. For example, on Chrome, if we click Manage Extensions, turn on Developer Mode, click on the Service Worker for Honey, and click on the Network tab, we can now monitor what Honey does behind the scenes, a little closer. So if we say visit
Okay.
apple.com, we can see that Honey is now accessing information from their database related to Apple. Looking at this one in particular, we can see that 2.9 million Honey users visited Apple's website in the past 30 days. We can also see that none of those users saved any money from coupons because, well, Honey has no coupon codes for Apple's website. We can even see internal support and monetization notes that were left by Honey's employees. Interesting. Most importantly, however, we can also see that Honey has an affiliate link for Apple's website.
Hold the fuck over. You're building a website like this. If you are as scummy as you are, as you're claiming you are, like, why are you not using top of the line? Like, don't write in the code what to do. The self-incrimination is diabolical, bro. I'm telling
Confirming that
you.
Apple does have an affiliate partnership with Honey. But if we look at the same data for, say, Abercrombie & Fitch, we can see that Honey doesn't have an affiliate link, yet Honey is still offering coupon codes for that store. And sure enough, if we click Apply Coupons on Abercrombie & Fitch, Honey doesn't load an affiliate link through that infamous sneaky tab. Aha! Things are starting to make more sense. So, all I had to do now was collect this data for every store in Honey's database. The only problem is, collecting this data for one store is easy, but doing it for 180,000, that would literally
180,000. Were we not?
take years. Unless, of course, you created a little program that automated the entire process, crawling through that massive list, scraping Honey's data, store by store, and neatly organizing the most relevant data points into a nice, easy to read spreadsheet. Well, that's exactly what we have here, but I can't take any credit for the spreadsheet because this was all the work of someone much better at this stuff than I am, and he goes by the name of Jelte. He's a developer from the Netherlands, awesome guy. And I cannot thank him enough because holy
Heard
shit,
of his name before.
there
I don't
is
know
a
in what,
treasure trove of data in this spreadsheet. We now have all the details for every store, every coupon code, every developer note, all curated into one lovely spreadsheet. It's glorious. PayPal will not like me having this data, but too bad. And Jelte will be releasing this data publicly on Twitter shortly following the release of this video. Link to his Twitter is collected. Honey supported 35,000 stores with affiliate links and an additional 146,000 stores without affiliate links. So yes, there was some truth to their claim of supporting 30,000 participating stores. They just conveniently left out the eeny-weeny fact that they dragged an additional 146,000 stores onto their platform.
How are they not dead in the water, my guy? How are you not fried?
Surely you'd be screaming that from the rooftops, right? 180,000 sounds a whole lot more impressive than 30,000. Honey knows that. So why hide the real number? Clearly, Honey decided that keeping this little secret to themselves outweighed the benefits of advertising it. Now, as a consumer, you might be thinking, so what if Honey leaks a few coupon codes? Even if a business never gave consent, surely that would just drive more sales for the business, right?
Yeah.
Well, it's not that simple. Why? Well, you see, coupon codes are more than just discounts for consumers. They're also a vital marketing tool for businesses.
Okay.
Virtually all coupon codes have a strategic purpose behind them.
Yeah, exactly.
For example, many online stores will offer a 10% discount as an incentive for signing up to their newsletter.
Yeah.
The consumer gets a 10% discount, and the business gets your email address for marketing. It's a simple tit-for-tat exchange. But if Honey snatches up that coupon and makes it available to everyone, well, now the business is losing 10% while gaining nothing in return.
Yeah, exactly.
The entire purpose behind that coupon code gets destroyed, stripping away any incentive for the business to continue offering it. But it's not just newsletter coupons. Stores will also offer...
This is something to take away for everyone who ends up watching this video after it goes up on YouTube. And quite often said by Megalag, by Asmongold, by a great many people who are in the community who are quite smart when it comes to the business side of stuff. If something is free, it's quite often or almost always that you are the product. Okay? That's just how the system rolls.
For discounts to reward and maintain loyalty, like offering exclusive VIP codes to repeat high-value customers.
Yeah.
Many businesses will even offer specialty discounts to military veterans or...
Yeah. So, like, for example, and I'm really glad I didn't put this in, but we have a jewelers company here in New Zealand called Michael Hill, and I am quite I regular there quite often because I unfortunately have a family full of young women who like jewelry, and so I'm there quite often. But because of that, I have been able to gain a bit of a discount whenever I go in there generally, and it's just it's their way of being like, we like you, you spend your money with us, you're not too much trouble, so just keep coming back to us. We don't want you going anywhere else. And it's a decent wee discount for me, and it helps me with my with the young women who are in my family.
First responders, just to show their appreciation. But also, some businesses have private discount codes like 50 or 80% off that are strictly intended for use by employees or friends and family. So when Honey comes along, finds all of these codes and hands them out like candy to its millions of users, not only does it cause a negative strategic impact, but it also causes...
It's not even negative strategic, it's just blatant scamming, bro. There's no negative strategy. You're just taking candy from the child. There's
significant
no
financial
fucking
harm.
strategy
In fact,
here.
This has become such a significant problem for online stores that there are now multiple paid services to help e-commerce stores block extensions like Honey. Even well-known retailers are paying to prevent these issues. Now, you might be wondering, how on earth does Honey get access to private coupon codes like employee discounts if they're not available to the public? Well, I came across this marketing podcast where they discussed the issue.
What happens is if I have Honey, for example, and I'm one of your best
Retailers are paying to prevent these issues. Now, you might be wondering, how on earth does Honey get access to private coupon codes like employee discounts if they're not available to the public? Well,
it'd just yoink them, right? That's the whole idea, is that someone puts them in checkout. Honey scans like the entire web for coupons, and then as it's doing that, it also runs a thing that just yoinks the code out of the box.
Across this marketing podcast where they discuss the issue.
What happens is if I have Honey, for example, and I'm one of your best customers at your e-commerce store, and you decide you're going to do a promotion for your VIP customers, maybe it's a flash sale, and you send me a special code. I go to your website, I legitimately have that code from you, I type it into the promo code field at checkout. Because I have Honey in my browser, it is able to scrape that code then and give it to everybody who uses it. We've seen codes like Military Hero 30, clearly intended for a veteran. And then in another case, even worse, in another case, my CEO found a men's apparel brand where they had a $75 off coupon code, but they didn't set a minimum order value. And so people...
Oh, no. Oh, so people just... Oh, no. Oh, no. So people just spam bought everything so long as they were under that $75 limit. Oh, you're cooked. Oh, your store's... Bro, Honey has just killed your entire store. Like, god damn. Fucking hell.
We're able to get unlimited merchandise for free as long as they have their order value at $75 or under.
Okay, that's insane. But I have to admit, at first, I was a little skeptical of the claim that Honey was snatching codes from users without their consent. Because whenever I entered in a coupon code Honey didn't recognize, the extension would always ask for my permission before taking it. Or so I thought. But as it turns out, the moment you type in a coupon code, Honey immediately sends that code directly to their servers, and then they ask for your consent.
I mean, Hey, they're playing the game better than anyone else here, gentlemen. This gives, like, saying that honey has an unfair advantage is not correct. This is no longer an advantage. This is scripted.
How do I know? Well, you see, a developer who would like to remain anonymous noticed that Honey leaked their source code inside of their iOS app. Whoops. So this developer extracted the code and sent it to me.
Bro, yo, YouTube, you're getting really fucking comfortable with these ads, aren't you? Jesus Christ. We don't even have this in New Zealand. What are you doing?
We can actually further verify this with a live example. Watch what Honey does in the background as I enter in this coupon. Honey realizes that it doesn't have this code yet and asks for my consent to share it. But look at this. Before I've clicked anything, Honey has already sent that coupon code to their server, including the details of how much money that coupon saved me, all without my consent. Now, Honey might argue that if you click don't share, they never actually use those coupons.
Well, why the fuck?
Maybe they...
Why wouldn't they? Like, here's the thing. Obviously, we can't prove that they did, but they're storing, like, what I can only assume is thousands of terabytes in a server. Do you know how expensive that is? They have got to be doing that.
They don't. Maybe those codes just sit in their database doing nothing. We can't say for certain. However, if you read Honey's privacy policy, it explicitly states that they collect data such as coupons, promo codes, and deals you found. So while they ask for a user's consent, their privacy policy clearly allows them to take that data without it. So why does this matter? Well, it matters because when private codes get leaked, businesses don't just lose money, they're often left in the dark, unable to trace how those codes were exposed in the first place. I've personally found several coupon codes through Honey that were clearly intended for private use. This one coupon I found worked like a $35 gift voucher, meaning I could make unlimited...
Oh, no, ooh, wait, so, no, that wouldn't work at Bunnings, would it? Because all of their gift cards are, like, different, they're all different, yeah,
pre-orders, provided my cart value was $35 or under. When I alerted the business, they appeared to have no idea how the code had been leaked. Now, believe it or not, this nightmare for online stores only gets worse.
So we usually use discount codes as a way to track when influencers or partners are sending traffic to us so that we can identify the sale.
This is why whenever, like, your influence, let's say Critical does a partnership with a Displate. Displate gives him a sale. I think it's 30%, which, by the way, is really fucking good. And I actually do rate Displates. They're very nice. I have 3 on my wall in front of me. This is used to track how effective each person is, and the more effective it is, the more likely you're going to obviously partner with them again. So Critical, for example, he gets Displate ad reads quite often, so he obviously drives a shit ton to the website. It's just kind of the way it's played.
Was attributed to that influencer and pay them a commission. So I think we saw one code started to get used like way more, and we were like, wow, we're paying this influencer so much, they're doing so well, and I was like a little bit suspicious.
A lot of times discount codes are the only way for you to understand if a YouTuber that you love and would love to partner with is actually driving incremental value to your business. Those codes would immediately get picked up by Honey, and then they'd be used hundreds of thousands of times. And you'd be like, all right, like, not only does that negatively impact our business, it was for that audience, but we have no idea.
Yeah, exactly.
Which podcaster we should.
Because there's only so much you can go off of from YouTube analytics. So, like, for example, for me personally, if I were to do an ad read for, let's say, I don't know, Toys R Us, the only good time for me to do an ad read for that would be around Christmas or some sort of holiday event where these things would be on sale at Toys R Us. And the reason why, nobody who watches me plays with toys made from Toys R Us. If you do, I'm sorry, you do not exist. It is just a terrible idea for that company to come to me and ask for sponsorship, because my audience is not, kids. They're not. I think from my audience, from my analytics, from memory, I have an audience average that is 32 years old, between 32 and 41 or 3, somewhere in between there. That is like my highest peak average. By the time it gets down to 18, right, like 18 years of age, which is, again, no 18-year-old is playing with stuff made from Toys R Us, there is like 0.5% of my total audience is like in that age range of 18, 19 sort of area. Kids do not watch my content because it is not made for kids. It is made for you guys to help inform you and better your views on certain things, and also just give my opinions on things that I think matter. So like a better sponsorship would honestly be Displate, because you guys, have the means to buy these things, and it's a huge problem when Honey then comes in and sells those cards to everyone. You not only lose the customer, like whatchamacallit, the customer's money, you not only aren't getting, because you're not getting any data at all. There's no data. The whole reason you have a sale is so you can put data points on a chart for where certain things are. And if this person's community, let's say mine, for example, is a really good choice for you. Like, for example, again, with Displate, I think Charlie's community is a phenomenal community for Displates, because he's very much into video games, he's very much into these things, and owning a display of a video games, like, for example, in behind you guys up here, I've got Millennia, I've got the Elden Ring, and I've got when you come out of the dungeon, the Irithel dungeon, and up into Anor Londo from Dark Souls 3. They are phenomenal, like, sponsorships for Critical Charlie, because his audience is like mine. It's about that age where, games are interesting enough that you'd want to spend something like that.
Continue to support.
Now, if you're someone who listens to podcasts, you probably know exactly what Chip is talking about here. When brands advertise on podcasts, affiliate links aren't always practical. Listeners could be running, driving, or doing the laundry without easy access to a computer.
Exactly.
So, instead, brands will provide podcasters with a unique coupon code. And each time the listener uses that coupon code at checkout, the podcaster earns a commission.
Yeah.
Just like an affiliate link. So these are not your typical coupon codes. Behind them, you have an influencer that's trying to earn a living, you have a business paying to promote their product, and there's usually a contract binding the two together.
Exactly.
Regardless, Honey will step in, leak the codes to users, disrupting that business relationship. The result? Not only do brands end up losing money from the leaked discounts, on top of that, they're now forced to pay undeserved commissions to
See, that is the biggest problem of all. You are forced, and you cannot go against this unless, I think, both parties can agree and like void the contract. But it is very, very difficult to do so after setting it all up and everything. Legally, at least, when it comes to the contract, you cannot go against your original words for this. It is not something you can just go ahead and do, for obvious reasons. It's a contract, and they lose a phenomenal amount of money, both from losing the customer charts, like we just said. Now they're also having to pay this influencer, who is now just not even, the influencer's not getting the money. It is. I want you to realize just how evil this is, right? Like, Honey comes in, ruins all of the data points, gets more people using the discount probably than they would anyway, right? Than would use the discount. They then force the person who signed the contract to pay the influencer an affiliate commission, but then they take the affiliate commission. Like, it is insane how evil this company is.
The influencers whose codes got leaked. It's easy to imagine how quickly something like this could spiral out of control. In fact, one business owner on Twitter reported losing $100,000 from this exact issue. And he only realized it happening several months later. It's no laughing matter. And if you think this is a huge win for influencers because they get paid a bunch of undeserved
Honey's
commissions,
taking the money.
well, think again.
I mean, we basically pulled all out of the podcast realm because there was really no way to figure out how to attribute any successes or failures.
We basically can't do that anymore because as soon as a code becomes used by one person, it's suddenly used by everybody.
This is a nightmare situation for everyone involved, but not all businesses are affected equally.
No.
Honey's actions are especially devastating for small businesses that lack the resources of larger brands. The big retailers can push back. They have dedicated marketing teams, advanced analytic tools, and the legal muscle to respond. Smaller businesses, on the other hand, don't have that luxury. So when a multi-billion-dollar company like PayPal piles on more obstacles, it's not just frustrating, it's downright predatory. In fact, Made in Cookware CEO Chip perfectly summed up the devastating impact Honey's actions can have on a small business.
When you're in the early stages of building a business, you're in the stage of, will this company even work? Is there product market fit? How do I scale this thing? Can the economics work, right? And so all the things we talked about, these discount codes and the kind of removal of attribution and killing margin, like those really affect the early stages of a company.
God, yeah, they would.
From everything from where do I put the next dollar in to make sure I can survive, down to you're taking 10, 15, 20% of my sales without me wanting it. And we have digital marketing costs, we have shipping costs, we have all these stacks of costs that not only are getting more inflated over time, like FedEx has been raising their rates over time, warehousing costs have gone up, COGS have gone up, as you know, through inflation for the last 4 or 5 years, right? Like all the cost structures have been going up, and to have someone just stealing and compressing the actual revenue you want, like puts small businesses in a real squeeze. It's just really disappointing, and like it doesn't even work, because at the end of the day,
It's
like
bad.
you need to make the numbers work. And if Honey is going to steal 10% of your revenue all the time, you're going to have to raise prices at the end of the day to make up for that, right? And so it's not only not effective, but it makes it worse for the consumer. It compresses for the small business owner any margin, and it's just like a really awful business model. Like we've been so mad at them for so long.
Really sad. And Chip's point about the impact to consumers is especially important. If Honey's eroding profit margins from retailers and they're forced to increase prices, well, that ultimately affects consumers. Now, as you'd expect, these businesses don't just let these issues slide. Naturally, they reach out to Honey to complain, asking to be removed from the platform. And that, unfortunately, is where the story takes a much darker turn. You see, Honey is well aware of the inconvenience it creates for these online stores. So when they inevitably reach out to Honey, asking to be removed, does Honey oblige? Of course not. Instead, Honey goes, how about this? We'll give you full control over which coupons go live on our platform, but only if you partner with us.
It's worse than I thought, man. Like, it's obviously it's not funny for these guys who are involved, but for someone who's never used Honey looking into the situation, it borderlines on being a joke. Like, what the fuck is wrong with these people? I can't believe it. You're well, fucking what? I mean, like, I kind of already, as I said in the beginning, I kind of already suspected that this was happening, because it's just, like, if you're gonna go through all of this to, you know, why wouldn't you hang on to your paying customers, if you will, your businesses? I can't believe they actually just outright say it. I thought that this would be more of a backdoors thing rather than replying to it like that. I thought it would have been more like, you know, like, if you leave our store, we're going to send you, you know, problems and whatnot. But no, they literally just, they're not even skirting around the bush. It's literally just sign up, or we're going to use enough discounts to send you into the dirt. Like,
I kid you not.
that is
In fact,
diabolical.
Chip was kind enough to share his email exchanges with Honey from 2020.
Oh, Lord have
and
mercy.
you need to see it because holy shit, it's bad. Now, it is a long email chain, so I'm not going to read the entire thing, but you're welcome to pause to read the bits I skim over. Hi, I am the CEO of Made in Cookware. Please remove us from your app. You've scraped a private friends and family code from our checkout and put it on the platform for others to use. We've lost a bunch of revenue. 4 days later, Honey responds with, Hi Chip, thanks for reaching out. Honey supports over 40,000 stores online, and we always prioritize protecting the Honey experience for users by supporting available stores and displaying available codes. We can absolutely remove the code in question. In order to protect the Honey experience for our users, we typically do not remove codes unless we have a working relationship. I mean, right off the bat, they're basically saying, we won't compromise.
We don't remove the codes unless we have a working relationship. Man. Fair enough.
Optimize the experience for our users,
I guess.
Unless you pay us. Classy. We'd love to discuss how we can work more closely and partner with your brand. Chip replies the same day, we don't offer affiliate deals to coupon sites. We'd like to be removed from your site and extension completely. With the sales pitch not going to plan, Honey brings in their global partnerships manager, Kelly Rodek, who explains to Chip that his leak code was added through Honey's user-generated coupon functionality. No surprises there. She completely ignores his request to be removed from the platform, only offering to remove the leaked employee discount. Chip replies the same day, our friends and family code was listed on your site. That wasn't internal code meant for a small group of people that was never published anywhere. A whole site can't be removed from your app. Honey only responds a week later, confirming they removed the employee discount, but again, completely ignores Chip's request to be removed from Honey. Chip responds immediately, pushing for an answer, but they ignore his email completely. A month later, and Honey leaks another private discount code. Hi, please remove from your app.
What in the
There's a
fuck?
private code behind a private employee perk login. This should never be public. I don't understand how you feel taking a private employee perk and making that public to the world is helping our business. Honey responds confirming they removed the code, but instead of taking responsibility, they try shifting the blame onto Chip, suggesting his employees might be responsible for sharing the code with Honey. But given what we know about their system, I'm willing to bet Honey were responsible for the leak, not Chip's employees. Honey then suggests that Chip creates single-use codes for each and every employee, essentially making it his responsibility to fix a problem they created in the first place.
This is insane. Like, what the fuck? Like, it's worse than I thought. Like,
would be fuming if this were my business. 2 months later, and another private code gets leaked. And once again, Chip asks to be completely removed from the platform. And this time, Honey finally addresses the question. We proudly host a consistent shopping experience for all Honey shoppers who rely on our shopping tools. Therefore, we cannot disable Honey for individual stores, and never have. Never have, huh? Well, that's interesting, because it just so happens that Andrew from TrueGrit Texture Supply also shared his email exchange with Honey. And would you believe it? He was dealing with the exact same Honey employee as Chip. And while Honey attempted the same sales pitch with Andrew, they did eventually remove his store from the platform. So yes, it is possible, and yes, they have done it before. Once again, we've caught Honey in yet another calculated and deliberate lie. And make no mistake, it was deliberate because this employee, Kelly, confirmed the removal of Andrew's store just 1 month before assuring Chip that Honey had never removed a store before. Honey clearly has the capability to...
Alright, so who's suing? How many people are suing at this point?
They just choose to enforce that decision selectively. Keep in mind, Honey...
I want to actually just harp on this point as well. I legitimately think that, like, people often ask you or ask people who they think the most, who or what they think the most powerful business in the world is, right? And obviously there are your Walmarts, your Teslas, the obvious picks, right? Your Amazons, etc. In my opinion, I believe that Visa, MasterCard, PayPal, these companies run the world. I don't think it's close to the sort of scale of power that they have. If Visa shut down today, the world would be fucked. We would be so screwed.
Knows exactly how many of their users are visiting a given store and how much they are spending. So I'd speculate that this selective enforcement comes entirely down to which stores Honey believes will make them the most money. Now, for the record, I didn't even get through that entire email chain between Chip and Honey. It goes on and on. And this behavior is not an isolated incident. It's a pattern.
When merchants discover their codes have leaked and then they want to clamp down on that, they go to these coupon extensions and plea and request to have their codes removed. And 9 times out of 10, the response is join our affiliate program and you'll have more granular control over that.
That is
insane. So I think merchants
insane.
tend to feel a little bit as though they're being blackmailed or extorted.
It's not. It's not. No, bro. Don't even butcher. Don't dance around the bush. It's blatant fucking blackmail. Like, what do you mean?
You join the affiliate
Join the affiliate program or we're going to continue to do this to you. How is this not blackmail, in my opinion?
program, and then you have to pay that coupon extension company every time somebody uses a code. And you're doing that in order to have them not share your codes.
I mean, this has got to be one of the most f***ed up business models I have ever seen. And let's be real about what's going on here. In my opinion, it's economic extortion. Just think about it. Imagine one day deciding to start your own business. You've saved up all this money and invested it all into this one big idea. You're taking on a huge risk. And as you navigate the daily struggles of running a business, a bad actor sneaks into your store without you ever noticing. They quietly start collecting coupons from your customers and start handing them out at your checkout counter. Then one day, you notice a customer with a voucher that was clearly never intended for them, and you have absolutely no idea how they got it. But when you eventually catch the culprit and demand that they leave your store, they refuse, and there's nothing you can do about it. Knowing this, the bad actor leverages the harm they manufactured by strong-arming you into signing a partnership deal, where the only way to stop the damage they created is by paying them. Honey's business model starts to make a lot more sense now, doesn't it? It makes sense why they dragged 146,000 stores onto their platform and kept quiet about it. Because by doing so, they wedged themselves between those stores and their customers, disrupting, interfering, and ultimately taking control over their coupon strategies. And the only way for those stores to regain some of that control is by paying Honey. I mean, why else would any of these stores partner with and pay Honey if they're already on the platform for free?
Exactly.
The answer is simple. The stores don't pay for inclusion, they pay for exclusion, for damage control. It makes sense. Now, to be clear, I'm not suggesting that all of Honey's 35,000 partner stores were coerced into joining the platform.
I bet some of them
I'm sure
were
many
just like,
signed
I
up
want
willingly.
in.
After all,
Yeah.
Honey does offer a cashback program, which some stores genuinely like to offer users. And just look at the glowing case studies on Honey's website. Some of the numbers they throw around make partnering with Honey look like an absolute no-brainer. Increased average order value, reduced cart abandonment, that's music to the ears of any e-commerce store owner. But of course, if the benefits were truly as good as they say, you'd expect that brands who partner with Honey never look back, right? Well, here's a little statistic Honey doesn't want brands to see, and it's from their own data. This right here is a list of stores that, at some point, tried a partnership with Honey, then decided, yeah, no thanks, and ended the partnership. There's 15,000 of them. That's 15,000 brands that, at some point, were partnered with Honey, but no longer are. And this is based on the limited data I have access to. The actual number is potentially a lot higher. I think that says a lot more about the value Honey can bring to businesses than any of their case studies.
Supercharge your snack game with the KFC Snack Box range.
I've already had KFC today, man. Like, piss off.
For just $4.99
Shut the fuck up.
Given everything we've uncovered about Honey so far, it really makes you wonder, why on earth would a Fortune 500 company like PayPal sink $4 billion into buying this company? Sure, Honey was making some sweet affiliate revenue, but still, that's a lot of money. To put that price tag into perspective, the platform you're watching this on, YouTube, was acquired for just $1.6 billion.
Yeah.
Combine that with the acquisitions of Instagram and Twitch, and it still equates to less than what PayPal paid for Honey, a coupon browser extension. Well, Honey brought more to the table for PayPal than its ability to churn out mountains of cash.
Yeah.
They also had 17 million users worth of data, and as it turns out, lots of it. Remember in the last episode how I said, if a product's free, it's likely you're the product? Well, we're at that part of the story now. You see, while Honey was handing out bottom of the barrel coupon codes, they were also tracking your shopping habits and collecting a ton of data along the way.
Wait, what? Okay, well this is now something a little Well, this is now a little different than what I had Jesus Christ. Originally seen.
way. In fact, Amazon of all companies began warning users that Honey was a security risk.
Honey's browser extension is a security. Honey tracks private. So they knew. What?
Honey tracks your private shopping behavior, collects data like your order history and items saved, and can read and change any of your data on any website you visit. They even recommended uninstalling the extension. That was somewhat surprising to me, given how much Honey played into the whole "you can trust us with your data" narrative.
Actually free, not like selling all your personal data free.
Does Honey sell user data?
No.
This prompted me to investigate Honey's data collection practices, and what I found was, unsurprisingly at this
So, they don't sell your data, but they do keep it to use it.
point, pretty darn concerning. Hilariously, the first thing I noticed when auditing Honey's website was that they explicitly assured users that, hey, what we don't do is sell or share your data. But the moment you click the link to their privacy policy, the first thing you see is how we share your data.
Oh my god.
Excuse me? Red flag number one. Now, this privacy policy was packed with vague language when it came to what data they were collecting and how they were sharing it. So I dug deeper and came across this incredible investigation by a German nonprofit called Data Request, who advocate for data privacy online. And they dug into Honey's data collection practices by submitting what's known as a GDPR right of access request.
I think, just for reference, I do believe New Zealand also has this version of a GDPR. Essentially, you can write to the government saying, I want you to enforce the fact that this company has data on me and I want access to it. And you can do it for any company at any time, and the company is forced to give you it, regardless of who you are, regardless of what sort of standing you have. They are forced, and if they don't do it, then the government persecutes them. Because if the government asks a company to do something, they don't ask questions. They do it.
For those unfamiliar, under European law, anyone living in Europe can ask a company, no matter where it's located, for a copy of all the personal data that company has collected on them. So, two of their members, Benny and Malta, both Honey users, each submitted a GDPR request. Their data revealed that Honey was systematically tracking their browsing activity across every website it considered to be an online store. They also collected timestamps, unique user IDs, device IDs, operating system info, geolocation details, and the full URL of the page visited. Now, Data Request showed that from these logs alone, Honey could infer some incredibly personal insights about a user. Here are just a few examples from Benny's data that was collected in 2020. Honey could see that on February 13th at 2:57 p.m, Benny viewed an iFixit guide on how to swap the DVD lens on a Nintendo Wii. They could see that Benny checked an AliExpress order 13 times, his order ID fully visible, including the fact he opened a dispute for the order. They could see he had a Microsoft Family plan and that he added a new family member to his Office 365 account. Honey also knew that Benny looked for an Airbnb in Berlin for 2 adults from the 4th to the 5th of March. And apparently Benny had issues with his iPhone because he viewed an Apple support page on how to reset his passcode. On March 23rd at around 5 p.m, Benny watched a documentary called Scanning the Pyramids on CuriosityStream, a service he
How is that a fucking... How is that a store? How is that an e-commerce store? CuriosityStream is a fucking... It's like paid YouTube, but it has better stuff.
Subscribed to just an hour earlier through YouTuber Tom Scott's affiliate link. And apparently Benny's a gamer because he redeemed a game on Steam with the serial code 5HGP6. You get the point. All that information could be inferred from just 27 page views, but in total, Honey collected over 2,500 pages of web activity between just February.
That is disgusting. Like, that's actually sick. What?
In May of 2020, meaning what I just read to you represents only 1% of the total data Honey collected within a 3-month window. That is insane. Now, while Benny willingly registered an account with Honey, Malta, on the other hand, didn't. Yet Honey collected the same data from him as well, suggesting whether you formally register an account with Honey or simply installed the extension, Honey was harvesting the same data regardless. Huge shout out to Data Request for their work. I'll link their full investigation below. They also have a great tool where eligible consumers can easily request a copy of their data from companies like Honey.
I'll be honest, I might go and have a look at this afterward, because there was a company I signed up with. I'm not going to mention names or anything because I don't want to get in trouble, but I swear to God, they're doing some shady shit.
And also request to have that data deleted. Definitely check that out and consider supporting their nonprofit. So as you can see, it starts to make a lot more sense why a company like PayPal would fork out so much money for this platform. Honey was sitting on a treasure trove of data that provided detailed insights into its users' shopping habits. Honey could see what users were buying, how they shopped, what they searched for, the decisions they made before checkout, and even the services they considered but didn't purchase.
That is insane.
That information is invaluable to a payments platform like PayPal. But don't just take my word for it. Here's Honey's former senior manager of partnerships, Daniel Pilkington, discussing the benefits of Honey's data for their partnered merchants.
You know, one of the metrics that we assess very frequently for merchants that work with Honey is, cross-store shopping. So, how many other stores is a user visiting as well as the store in question? Are they going to 6 stores? Are they going to 7 stores? Are they going to 10 stores before they make a decision on where to purchase?
And here's another former senior partnerships manager.
So one of the things we have insight into at Honey, because we're a browser extension and we can see our shoppers and how they shop, is that shoppers love to cross-site comparison shop. We're really kind of following the shopper where they go, and we're with them every step of the way. We have all sorts of tools to make those consumers stickier to those direct-to-consumer brands.
And here's a former PayPal executive discussing how beneficial the data is for their goals.
We've got a full suite of solutions across our consumer platforms that help drive new customers, that help drive loyalty, that help drive conversion, and ultimately sales lift. And we have a lot of analytics and a lot of data, a lot of shopper data, obviously, and that's something that we can unlock on behalf of our partners.
Why would you talk about? Like, this is not something to be talking about on a podcast, man.
You've got to hand it to Honey. They've truly mastered the art of selling bullshit narratives. To users, they promise privacy, insisting, hey, we never sell or share your data. But to their merchants, they literally bragged about how much of your data they had and how it could be leveraged to provide them with valuable insights into your shopping habits. It's genuinely astounding. Now, for clarity, those interviews were all recorded after PayPal's acquisition of Honey. So is this simply a case of a corporate giant turning a once well-intentioned startup into a data harvesting machine?
Yeah.
Nope. In fact,
Wait,
data collection
really?
was part of Honey's game plan well before they were acquired by PayPal. This right here is Honey's pitch deck to investors from back in 2015. On the
Right.
business model slide, Honey clearly labels personalized offers to consumers based on cross-site comparison shopping data as a core component of their business strategy. And on the
Okay.
very next slide, proudly entitled Our
Our
Unfair
Unfair
Advantage,
Advantage.
it explicitly states
True.
Honey's unique data allows us to predict what each user is about to buy, when they intend to purchase, and how much they are willing to pay. They even itemize the data collected as user behavioral data, stores visited, products viewed, and of course, your purchase history. So not only was data collection top of mind from the
That
very
is
beginning, but they were already
diabolical,
actively
bro.
collecting it and pitching that data to investors as a valuable asset. For years, Honey framed data collection as minimal and purely in service of saving users money. Well, it appears they were full of shit. And to be clear, I'm not suggesting that Honey was selling your data to third parties for cash. Well, at least I found no evidence of that. But were they quietly monetizing your data behind the scenes, sharing insights with partnered merchants while conveniently leaving that detail out of their privacy policy? Well, it sure looks that way to me. One thing is for certain, however, and that's that Honey sold your data to PayPal, one of the largest
What
online payment
the
platforms
fuck,
in the
bro?
world. PayPal didn't spend billions of dollars for a simple coupon extension. They were buying a window into your life as a consumer. And here's why that should worry you.
PayPal launches an ad network. PayPal has officially said it will be launching an ad network that will sell ads leveraging the data it collects on the purchase history and spending of its 400 million users. This change would also likely affect users of PayPal subsidiaries like Venmo and Honey, and I believe there's more as well, but I'm not
Nice.
surprised Honey's in there.
Nice. This is like terrible.
Couldn't have said it better myself. Now, to make this whole data collection issue 100 times worse,
How is
something
this
else
okay?
caught my eye while reading through Honey's privacy policy. Right at the very bottom, Honey states that, quote, "We created Honey for the exclusive use of adults."
Look, here's the thing, right? It's a shame. It really is. It's a shame because if it was just these 4 lines, you'd be able to absolutely destroy them with legal stuff, but they have this. If we learn we have collected personal information, so an 18, blah, 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 blah. Alright, hold up. Megalag, please tell me, because I'm not a lawyer. Please tell me we have some good news
18
here.
and older, and we don't knowingly collect or solicit personal information from children. Yeah, you see, now there's just one problem with that.
I have a challenge for all of you. Go to every computer in your house, your mom's, your dad's, your sister, your brother's computer, and install Honey.
That's right. Not only did Honey and PayPal knowingly collect data from minors, but they intentionally targeted them in their advertising. That's not just unethical, it's potentially illegal in numerous jurisdictions. Many countries have very strict regulations when it comes to the collection of personal data from minors, and for good reason. Therefore, if you intend on having minors use your product, many jurisdictions have very strict
Te mana mataponu matatapu. This is... Oh, this is the New Zealand one. Okay.
regulations when it comes to the collection of personal data from minors, and for good reason. Therefore, if you intend on having minors use your product, many jurisdictions require that you obtain parental consent first. But this adds all kinds of technical and legal complexities, which is why many platforms simply limit the use of their service to adults only in their privacy policy, which was Honey's approach. But if Honey were genuinely trying to avoid having kids on their platform, they probably shouldn't have sponsored one of the most popular influencers in the world whose key...
Holy fuck.
They probably shouldn't have sponsored one of...
Hold on, I didn't realize how big fucking Beastie Boy is now. Holy shit, 453 million. Jesus
the most
Christ.
popular influencers in the world, whose key demographic of followers is, well, this. But Honey did sponsor MrBeast, and those videos garnered a whopping 3 billion views, making him Honey's #1 sponsor. In fact, according to my data, MrBeast sponsorships represent over 1/3 of Honey's total sponsored views on YouTube. But it wasn't just MrBeast. Honey sponsored many channels whose content was, in my opinion, clearly targeted at minors. They sponsored Minecraft channels, Roblox channels, cartoon channels. I mean, just watch this video and tell me it's not targeted at children.
Okay, let's see this.
Whatever's around the corner or down the road, AMI will be there. And when you buy a new comprehensive car policy online before the end of March,
AMI.
we'll give
Jesus
you a $100
Christ.
digital Visa card. Visit ami.co.nz.
This video is sponsored by Honey.
If Honey wanted to target minors so badly, they should have just sponsored one. Oh, wait a minute, that's exactly what they did. This, ladies and gentlemen...
Nah, GG. It's over. Yeah, Diz got him.
Is a Desiree Machado, who at the time was just 14 years old.
Guys, I'm only 14.
Hilariously,
GG. We will see you in court. What the fuck? This is not even debatable anymore. Like,
one of her videos that Honey sponsored is appropriately titled Back to School. Honey even ran her sponsored segment as a paid advert on YouTube. Now, speaking of paid adverts, let's quickly circle back to that MrBeast ad, because of all the evidence, this has got to be the single worst example of Honey intentionally targeting minors. Let me play it again.
I have a challenge for all of you. Go to every computer in your house, your mom's, your dad's, your sister, your brother's computer, and install Honey.
They are literally encouraging kids to install a browser extension that tracks and collects data onto every computer in their household, including those belonging to their siblings. That is fucking insane.
Now, I am just going to preface this. People are going to give people like MrBeast shit for this and stuff. I want you guys to keep in mind, Linus Tech Tips could not pick this up. And as much as I am not a fan of MrBeast, I'll be 100% real with that. I respect the fact that he and his team probably had no fucking clue about this. Again, it took Linus years to pick up on this, and they are a full tech brand. So,
and the emojis? I mean, come on!
I'm willing
And
to
look,
say that
this is
blissful
not a good look
ignorance.
for MrBeast either. Influencers have a duty of care to ensure that any advertising they engage in is compliant with relevant advertising laws,
Exactly.
especially when your audience skews young. Of course, I did reach out to MrBeast and his team for comment, but never heard back from them. Now, in case you're still not convinced that this was intentional, because, I don't know, perhaps Honey had a rogue marketing team that was poorly aligned with upper management, well, here's a few words from Honey's former president, Joanne Bradford, talking about the benefits of working with MrBeast.
We launched it with gamers playing YouTube on their desktop, and a little gamer.
I'm sorry, but her saying that word is just awful. That is... Dude, I'm sorry, but a little gamer. I'm sorry, but it... Oh, man, I feel like I'm being called the N-word without... Like, bro, man. Those of you who, for whatever reason, are younger watching this, this is... Gamer was originally a pejorative or derogatory term for a person who played video games in, you know, the yesterdecades of when we were not exactly hot on the market, shall we say. So to hear this woman, little gamer, it's terrible.
Called MrBeast. So we were his first advertiser, and we did a deal with him. His collective ads, I think, have been seen, you know, I'm going to say billions, 3+ close to 4 billion times.
Wow.
Every kid in America knows what honey is. Every kid in America was telling their moms and their dads they needed to download, honey in order to save money.
Oh, they weren't just telling their mom.
It's not even debatable anymore. Like, fuck whatever your clause says about if you or someone you've been advertised to has downloaded honey, please notify PayPal or honey immediately. You guys are doing it to yourselves.
Moms and dads to install honey. They were installing it themselves. My 5-year-old brother installed honey on his computer. Wow, kids start saving money earlier and earlier these days.
Dude, no, this is a psyop of some. They're playing 5D 60 chess. This is a gargantuan psyop.
And here's Honey's co-founder, Ryan Hudson, discussing how Honey leveraged the credibility that influencers have with their audience.
We learned how to work with influencers, in particular on YouTube, to lean into the credibility that they have with their audiences, the ability to speak the language of their audience, and it's been incredible for us. And so we've done, if you watch YouTube or you have kids that watch YouTube, they have seen, if you watch Mr. Beast,
it's a lot of honey.
A lot of honey.
They're doing it to themselves, man.
This was no accident. Honey's leadership knew what they were doing, and they knew it worked well. That MrBeast ad alone has 118 million paid ad views, the highest of any Honey ad on YouTube, which strongly suggests it was also their best performer. Honey likely invested millions into this ad alone. Honestly, it's genuinely shocking they've gotten away with it for so long. Now, given everything we've uncovered so far, you might be wondering how on earth there could be more to this investigation.
Yeah,
while Honey was the first extension of its kind, unfortunately, they certainly weren't the last.
When my team pitched the idea, I thought it was impossible. A pan that
Dude,
sears like stainless,
piss off with the
like
ads.
cast iron,
What
and
the
doesn't
fuck?
use-
Oh no, Surfshark. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no.
There are now hundreds of
okay, Pi, Rakuten,
coupon and cashback extensions. And while I haven't investigated all of them to the same extent that I have with Honey, many of them engage in similar behavior, especially when it comes to poaching affiliate commissions. And that's why there are now multiple class action lawsuits targeting these other companies. Influencers haven't just been losing money to one sleazy salesman at checkout, they've been losing money to an army of them. In my opinion, these extensions are nothing but leeches. They are parasites in the world of e-commerce. In fact, I've encountered so much shady behavior with these extensions that I felt it was necessary to create my own browser extension to alert me anytime an affiliate cookie is loaded onto my browser. It's called Cookie Guard, and it's especially helpful because some of these extensions will load their affiliate link in ways
There we go. We are now
that
secure.
are completely invisible to the user. For example, if you click to copy a coupon on Honey, it looks like a harmless feature because you don't see that sneaky tab opening in the corner, but with Cookie Guard installed, you can see that behind the scenes, they are quietly stuffing their cookie through what's known as a hidden iframe. You can Google it. Even worse, I found that the extension Karma Now would stuff their cookie the moment you landed on a checkout page. Completely automated, no interaction with their extension required. They also had a system that could detect when you used a competitor's extension, like Honey, and they would wait for that extension's affiliate link to load, then immediately override it with their own. Again, no interaction with their app required. It's insane. And this sort of malicious behavior is not exclusive to browser extensions.
Competing.
Even Microsoft couldn't resist the temptation of easy affiliate money and decided to offer coupons directly from the Edge browser. Watch what happens when I visit my NordVPN affiliate link. Once I've clicked on one of their coupons, Microsoft immediately replaced my affiliate cookie with their own, poaching the sale. And when I tried to reload my affiliate link to reinstate my cookie, it comes back momentarily, but Microsoft quickly and automatically replaces it again with their own. I mean, damn, Microsoft. People hate your browser enough as it is. And how about Opera's browser? They recently stopped this, but for some time, if you simply entered the URL of a store that they were partnered with and clicked their autocomplete suggestion, Opera considered that fair game to inject their affiliate link and claim the sale.
Really?
Affiliate marketing has truly become a war of the cookies. I could go on and on with these examples. Now, this all begs the question, how the fuck is all of this being allowed? Are there no rules in place to prevent this behavior? Well, as it turns out, yes, there are in fact plenty of rules in place that should have prevented much of what I have uncovered in this investigation. So, why hasn't it?
Exactly.
Well, that's where greed and incentives comes into the equation. You see, so far we have only discussed two key players in affiliate marketing, merchants and affiliates. Yeah. Merchants want to sell their products and services, and affiliates want to promote those products and services for a commission. Pretty straightforward. But there's another crucial player that we haven't yet discussed, and that is the affiliate networks. Affiliate networks are like dating apps for the industry. They allow merchants and affiliates to easily discover one another, connect, and work together. These networks also take care of all the technical stuff like the affiliate tracking links, reporting, and commission payments. But most importantly, these networks also set the rules. They are the gatekeepers. Some of the largest networks in this industry are A1, Commission Junction, Impact, and Rakuten Advertising.
Yes.
Now, not only do these networks have their own strict policies, at least on paper, but on top of that, over a decade ago, most of these networks collectively agreed to enforce two codes of conduct. One for downloadable softwares, like extensions, and the other for all affiliates that promote coupon codes. And the rules set out in these codes prohibit many of the behaviors uncovered in this video. So why aren't these networks enforcing their own bloody rules? Well, for every sale made in affiliate marketing, these networks also get a slice of the pie. They generally charge between 20 and 30% of each and every commission paid. There are some variations, of course. Not all networks have the same rates and pricing structures, but the core principle is almost always the same. The more money that flows through these extensions, the more the networks get paid. So when these networks enforce rules resulting in a loss of income for the extensions, they too take a hit. Enforcing their own rules basically means shooting themselves in the foot. That kind of incentive structure doesn't just fail to prevent fraud, it practically invites it. Part 3 is going to be huge, and that was supposed to be the next video in the series. But that's not the video you're going to see next. In the next video, I'm going to be exposing a secret system buried deep within Honey's code that was never meant to see the light of day. The system was engineered specifically to bypass one of the most important rules in affiliate marketing, a rule intended to protect influencers from the very commission theft demonstrated in my last video. And that rule is known in the industry as stand down. Stand down essentially means that extensions must detect if a user has already clicked on someone else's affiliate link. And if they have, the extension must deactivate itself and not interfere.
Exactly.
Yet, during my testing, Honey virtually never stood down. Suddenly, however, Honey began complying much more frequently. And this change in compliance didn't smell right to me. So I started digging. And that's one of the reasons why this video was delayed for so long. Because as it turns out, Honey wasn't just ignoring stand-down rules, the system they created was designed explicitly to bypass it, while hiding that behavior from compliance testers. and I have all the evidence to prove it. In fact, what I found was so shocking that I consulted with a respected security researcher who was able to independently verify and validate my discovery. The behavior I'm describing, in my opinion, likely constitutes criminal behavior. And in a few days, everyone will learn about the greatest heist in affiliate history.
Bloody
They're
hell.
attempting to stand down as little as possible while avoiding getting caught. Those objectives are intention, of course. The more you don't stand down, the more you're likely to get caught for not standing down. So they're trying to figure out in what circumstances can they avoid standing down and not face a material risk of being caught.
That is insane. Yeah, so, like, he obviously explained it, the footnotes of it, but the idea that a company doesn't stand down is so detrimental to the e-commerce sort of system that it infringes, as he said, upon realistically criminal behavior. That is insane.